Alrighty, folks, welcome back from that nice little break that we have. I am Sharogan. I am joined by Anti.
Hello.
And with that, we're going to be hopping right into this. We've got Universal Basic Income versus
boy.
In the Trees. Three bands on each side already out, and Fang is very happy right now.
Oh, that is fast. Oh boy. Like, they already got the 6 bands out and immediate Galio pickup. Now Civillock has had the Galio banned away from them so many times that I'm sure they're happy to see that. Utility Monster taking another hit for the team, that Morgana eternally banned away, and this time the Zac that we saw yesterday being taken away as well.
And we have an insta bot lane lock.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, so the Vayne set, Set here is a flex pick. He can go bot, he could technically go mid, he's likely going top. I don't necessarily agree with the blind Set pick. Vayne early on is not a pick that I'd say is contested highly enough that you want to just instantly pick it. At the Samira Nautilus, oh jeez. And that is the Brian Sang Nautilus, creator of Nightmares. Nocturne might not be on this team, but Nocturne wishes he was anything close to Brian Sang Nautilus. And we've seen what YUBI can do with Samira Nautilus bot lane. INT gonna pick up the Udyr in response. So YUBI have foregone the hyper meta picks and instead just gone for purely
hey, we've kicked your butt before picks, and we're gonna go with these.
They've gone for the, hey, you just gave us our favorite picks, we're gonna take them. You can take meta all you want, but we're taking these.
So I know that with Brian Sang, you're kind of like choosing the lesser of as many evils as he's got under his belt. They did get rid of the Morgana, which I think is a very good choice because that Morgana is such a great flex pick anyway that it's just nasty to have on either Utility Monster or Brian Sang. And then you've got these. They just immediately, these teams both know exactly what it is they want to get rid of and what they want to go up against. The Nocturne already got knocked out, so we're not going to be seeing a Nocturne Brian Sang combo. What do you think though about the Udyr pickup? I'm not entirely a big fan of it, especially with a Vayne and you're having to go into a Samira Galio not.
I think that Udyr generally, very strong champion. You know, very easy to play, very straightforward. Thresh being picked up, so Set is likely going either mid or top, most likely top. I don't know if they really have the opportunity to punish the blind pick Set, but it's probably just going to be, once again, YUBI just picking comfort picks, what they know, not necessarily meta, or, hey, this counters this, or this counters that. They're just like, hey, we like this, we're taking it. But the Udyr, strong enough early that if Udyr camps the bot lane, it's very easy for them to shut down the Samira Nautilus early. And if Samira Nautilus doesn't get ahead, this team lacks a decent bit of damage. But that's 4 bans onto Utility Monster. So it's going to be hard pressed to see what does come out.
Yeah, no, it's going to be really interesting to see what exactly comes out here with the Wukong pickup. I'm automatically just like, okay, YUBI's definitely got this. The YUBI comp is absolutely terrifying. That is a terrifying team to be going up against right now. You've got a Vayne, who, yeah, she'll be able to shred the Volibear, be able to shred the Wukong. We've seen that happen. Same thing with the Galio, completely negate his spell shield, his magic damage shield. But that Samira, that Nautilus.
Yeah, so YUBI have a ridiculously strong early to mid game comp, and Volibear is the quintessential early game jungler for these kind of compositions. Now the big thing here is that if INT manage to get their bot lane ahead of YUBI's bot lane, then yeah, they just take over the game. They just win. But YUBI has been very, very good at picking very easy to execute team compositions and then executing on them flawlessly. Now, all YUBI have to do here is get the Samira ahead. And once they manage to do that, the rest of the game turns into a snowbally death comp. And Volibear is very, very good at getting the early ganks off and getting the early lead. So I'm expecting to see YUBI take this one. Out of like, we already know that they're good at executing point and click compositions, and they've drafted yet another point and click composition, and I feel like it's just going to be the same thing.
Yeah, no, I think YUBI's got a basic easy front to back comp on their side, and that's going to be absolutely devastating. My vote is going straight for them for this win. I really don't see an out for In the Trees unless they somehow get some really nasty picks, and Jeff Got Gamers somehow not on his game today.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, In the Trees, if Vayne can get ahead, and Samira can get far behind enough, this game is totally doable. Because if they do scale up, they have a good composition for the mid to late game. Like, early game, YUBI absolutely have it in the bag. Mid game, YUBI should still have the upper hand, but INT should be able to kind of, hold their own, assuming that the game goes even, And the further and further we get into late game, the harder and harder it is going to be for YUBI to get those, to bring home the victory. And
so you're basically, yeah, I kind of agree with you with the Veigar, especially like the amount of damage he's going to be putting out. The thing is, I'm pretty sure that Samira can block almost every single ability Veigar will drop out because they all count as projectiles. Look at this. We've already got a fight going on here in the top lane. Ectomorph, Freelancer's just not respecting the damage he's putting out. He did start Q, so he's not able to get the face smash. But that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the Set early game. Like, Set's level 1 is ridiculous. I can't say that I know Wukong too well, but Set as a champion is like one of these
right there, going straight in on face breaker, coming out, getting a nice stun off. That is a double flash coming out. Fat Ectomorph not taking the second tower shot, which would have given the kill over to Freelancer.
Yeah, and crucially, Freelancer has... Oh, Brian
saying, looking for that hook. That's going to be the flash from the Thresh. The Flay coming out as well. That is a nice disengage by He Who Slops. Jeff Got Those going to decide to go straight in on Kenny Hammerspike, get a good amount of damage. Trade basically comes out in their favor. Brian timing it so well to avoid that tower shot.
Yeah, and, Brian, Nautilus... always scary. It's really good that
Fish Magish going in once again on the Freelancer. Freelancer does not have flash this time, but neither does Fish Ectomorph. He's taking all the tower shots. He does get the first blood onto the Wukong. Wow! Oh man, the heal was, or the shield on the Haymaker was not enough to allow him to survive.
Unfortunately, Fish actually leveled the Haymaker relatively late after hitting level 3, so there was no grit, so there was actually no shield from the Haymaker itself. With the exception of, the base shield that you get from activating it. So Freelancer just gonna get away with basically murder.
That's a free first blood over to Freelancer, something you don't want to see on a Wukong, regardless of the situation. I feel like Fish McGish is not going to take that lying down, though. See, look at this. He's already going in once again for this fight.
Yeah, but
he's trying to get
Utility Monster.
He gets the clone instead. Utility Monster's already here, though. We got a Haymaker coming out, trying to get that damage off. He's trying to get a kill. But Utility Monster's like, look, buddy, you got to just lay off, my friend.
And this is when you just hit an all chat. Team game, baby. And, top lane is going very well for YUBI now. Which is interesting because bot lane is where you'd expect to see the most discrepancy, considering it's Samira Nautilus. It's one of the most kill-thirsty bot lanes. But they're just going to shove it in, make sure that Fish loses as much as possible. Civillock going to get, nice trade. Happy to be on the Galio once again. And crucially, Freelancer has Flash this time. Freelancer's been playing Ignite Wukong, so may have been overestimating damage in some of those early trades, but because of the Flash, it's going to be so much harder to shut things down.
Brock Lee putting the cage around himself. The Flash coming out from Utility Monster, trying to get that damage off. Doesn't quite manage to get it, and that's going to be an easy escape for him. Bow Explode has approached from the bot side, but he decided to stop for the ward instead. One thing I want to point out real quickly about this TP back that Wukong just did, he picked up a Sheen. That is going to hurt Set so much.
Now, this Sheen could be going into a Triforce, could be going into an Essence Reaver.
Brian Sang going in on this. We saw him looking for the hook, wasn't quite able to get it. Getting the Kenny Hammer Spike ignited as well. That was He Who Slop's doing a really good job to peel and try and dissuade the engage, but wasn't quite able to prevent it. He is trying to body block right now. Does take the hook, and that is going to be a nice root as Thresh is taking a lot of damage. Flay coming out. Jeff God Gamer is still basically full health, though.
Yeah, and while they're not necessarily getting the kills, they're getting the health advantages, and that's, you know, a lot. But Bo Explode's still like, he's gonna get the dragon. Yeah, and, like, there's not that much that YUBI can do about that. Oh my god.
There's not a lot. No, the Jeff God's going to get hooked, but it's not going to matter because He Who Slops knows it's a bad idea to engage on that. All right, there we go. Bo Explode now trying to turn this 3v2 into an actual fight. He does take the Lantern. Probably shouldn't have done that because it put him out of a little bit of position. We got a nice stun off, though. Jeff God Gamer wasn't able to block it, and that is a TP coming in as well. It looks like it was canceled, though, so we'll have to see exactly what happened. Jeff God Gamer getting out with a sliver of his health as Brian Sang goes down. Did you see that? That was like a 10 health Samira.
Oh my god. Now, Jeff getting out, incredibly crucial here. And even more crucially, Kenny does not get the kill. And like, sure, He Who Slops got it. Yes, they're able to get the farm and the XP, but Samira is not that far behind the Vayne. The EXP is going to be relatively even. The farm is going to be completely even. And Freelancer managing to hit 6 to cancel Fish's teleport was so important there.
I don't think it was Fish McGish's. I'm pretty sure it was Civlock's.
Oh, so it was.
Yeah, so Civlock was going to TP down, but we had the cage from Vagar that was able to block it. Good clone by Freelancer. We have the Volibear ulti coming in to disengage the turret. Look at that team coordination. YUBI just putting in the work.
Oh boy, and that's the Volibear special. My laner is a head. Towers do not exist. Volibear is a great champion for the early game, and this is one of those reasons why. And they're just gonna get these plates down. Now that it's down to 2 plates, 2.5 plates. Once Herald comes up, that's a tower that's completely going to be destroyed by Herald.
Exactly, and that is did you see the size of that minion wave that Fish McGish lost? That is gonna hurt him so bad. He's already down. He basically just finished his boots because it was the only thing he could build. But in the meantime, Wukong should have his second component. I don't know if he's going Triforce, but I'm pretty sure he is.
I'm guessing it's Essence Reaver.
Essence Reaver? Quite possibly. I was thinking with the Sheen, I was trying to remember what exactly it could build into. But he's already got pretty on his way to getting that second component.
Now, I honestly, because I don't really play Wukong, but I don't know how disrespectful Essence Reaver is. I just know that Freelancer's been picking it very often lately.
Well, if you're going for a game where you want to finish off your opponent as quickly as possible, any type of assassin item is probably a good pickup.
Yeah, certainly not bad. Gore Drinker also is not an unheard of decision, but usually with this build, it's Essence Reaver, Ravenous Hydra, and then your Mythic. So if this game goes as YUBI wants it to, Freelancer should not be able to finish that Mythic.
That is the ideal situation. Obviously, you don't live in an ideal world. In the meantime, let's look at this. The CS difference, though, on the side of Bo Explode and Utility Monster. Bo has not been able to engage on these fights. He keeps getting spotted out by these wards and just is not able to engage. And that's the problem with an Udyr. It's the same thing as with the set. You know when he's coming.
Yeah, and like one of the big things here is that even though INT got an early lead for their bot lane, that lead is all but vanished, and YUBI are still able to
Brian
walk
saying,
up.
trying to get that hook. That was a nice dodge roll by Kenny Hammerspike.
Yeah, but the fact that YUBI is still able to dictate this laning phase, even after that early kill going over, is very detrimental to INT. They still need to put more attention down to the spot lane. Meanwhile, Freelancer's doing well for themselves on top. Yeah, Hook's not even gonna get anything out of it.
Brian saying taking 2 auto attacks from Vayne. It's not going to be enough. The hook does come out. There's the dredge line. There's the depth charge. Kenny is trying to run away. He's been ignited, though. Utility Monster, the rest of the team are going to just collapse on He Who Slaps, and that is going to be a kill over to Jeff God Gamer. And in the meantime, in the top lane, we have Fish McGish trying to do this. Look at that. He's got his jukes. He's got the face breaker. Oh, my goodness. There we go. That is how you deal with a Wukong under tower.
Man, that is 2 kills out of 6 for Tower this game. Like, in what world do we usually see Tower getting this many kills? Like, there's so many attempted dives that just barely don't quite go where they wanted to.
I think we got another dive coming up right here, and one that is probably going to... Oh, nope, never mind. They're all going to back off. Dragon is up, so they are going to be moving towards that Cloud Drake. With the way everything has been playing out, it was nice to see that Fish McGish, cool under pressure, able to deal with it. We got a TP coming in. I believe that's going to be Fish McGish's. Yes, it is. He is arrived. He's on speed, but it's not going to matter. His Utility Monster takes down He Who Slaps, so that's Thresh out of the fight. We've got the Samira, who was knocked back by the Vayne Condemn, but it's not going to matter anymore as the cage comes out from Veigar.
Oh my God.
There is so much damage. Ulti coming out. Jeff God Gamer's going to get taken down. We've got a triple kill over there. A quadra kill to the Vayne. This could be them trying to give him the Penta. Oh, there it is. The Penta kill against YUBI.
Man, that fight started off so well for YUBI. Like, sure, they had, like, lower health bars going into the Dragon, but the Galio ulti hit so many. Then, crucially, Vayne condemned the Samira. Now, they didn't necessarily get the stun, but it canceled the ultimate, which made so much, YUBI lose out on so much damage here.
Yeah, and just looking at the way this fight breaks down, look at that. That was a great pushback.
Yeah,
so beautiful. And I love the fact that it looks like we might be seeing YUBI put on the ropes. Yeah, and it hasn't been since pressured in a way we have not seen. Exactly.
Yeah, it hasn't been since week 2 that we've seen YUBI down like this. So Vayne getting that early lead. This is their 1 win condition. Like their easiest win condition. As long as Vayne gets a lead, if you can hold on to that lead, then you can win this game by choking out the Samira. Unfortunately, INT, even despite being 2 dragons up, and now 5 kills on their Vayne, they are still down in gold. It's relatively even now, but like the fact that they're not ahead in gold after all of that is something else.
It shows how far behind they were, but they just brought themselves back. They did, however, just get the bell of reckoning that they absolutely didn't want to hear. It is an Infernal Soul. If YUBI manages to pick up 4 Infernal Drakes, that is going to be one of the scariest things you can possibly see. Look at this fight we got going on in the top lane right here. This is exactly why. Freelancer taking a lot of damage. We got the Haymaker. We got the fist pumps. Man, look at that. Fish McGish has taken down the Wukong.
Yeah, and that's just Freelancer just not respecting the damage. Oh, and Brian just gonna get caught out here.
Brian getting caught out as well. It feels like YUBI might have kind of lost track of why they were in the lead.
Oh boy. Now, like, yes, they wanted to get those they got the Herald. They wanted to get like the extra warding out. Oh,
look at this. That was a great cage by Broccoli, keeping himself safe from both Utility Monster and Sivlock. The lightning bolts do come down, though, and it's not going to matter as Utility Monster does pick up a kill. We do have Bow Explode here to kind of stop the wave, basically forcing them to engage him under tower. Sivlock tanking a tower shot. Only one, though. We do have the Rift Herald coming out. This isn't going to be a dead...
for mid.
Rift Herald for mid. That is going to be a nice bit of gold for these 2 members, but it is not going to be a dead mid lane. Bow Explode basically getting off the challenging smite, trying to keep this engage going, but they're just going to run away and he's going to take out the Rift.
That is a Nashor's Tooth Volibear.
That it is. It is a Nashor's Tooth Volibear. That is a Volibear who's going, I want to get my passive off as many times as possible.
YUBI have some very interesting picks here. Some of them I would venture to say are downright disrespectful. I don't necessarily agree with the Nashor's Tooth Volibear. Like here, you just want a frontliner. Your Wukong is already going with a very squishy all-in build. And like yes, I know that you want to end this early to mid, but having like chem tank and being able to like just run in to engage the fight so that way you can get those early to mid advantages is why you're picking the Volibear. I don't necessarily agree with the Nash's Tooth. The Shurelya's really solid pickup from Civillock. But I don't know about the Nash's Tooth and the Essence Reaver on both Volley and Wukong. One is allowed to go ham on the build. Two is a little bit disrespectful, I think.
I think it's kind of the situation where YUBI was expecting this game to go a little bit differently than it has been. I don't think they were expecting to be down 2 kills at 15 minutes. Fish McGish taking a lot. That Wukong Q does so much damage. That bow staff is no joke.
Yeah, and especially at level 9, you know, that's going to be stripping so much armor. And it should be fully maxed at this point. And with that Essence Reaver, it's going to hurt.
It really is, and we have not seen a full 5-man fight. The Facebreaker comes out, doesn't manage to actually connect. Freelancer is able to just kind of back off. I'm not sure we're gonna see another dive here. We might. If Freelancer's smart, he's not gonna do it though. All right, and there we go. We got a fight going on in the mid lane. Utility Monster going in on the Broccoli. Broccoli taking a lot of damage. They're basically trying to shut this Veigar down so he can't die. Oh my goodness, Broccoli gonna get out? Oh no, nope. Not quite. It's gonna be the Stormbringer coming down, just finishing him off. I feel like they thought he was already dead. Oh, look at that threshold.
You great,
but it doesn't matter because Kenny has backed off. Oh no, the depth charge comes out. Kenny Hammerspike getting caught out. This is the rest of Team in the Trees. INT is INTing. Oh no, the Samir ultimate comes out as well. That is another kill over to Samir. Jeff God Gamer picking it up. Let's rewind that, please, if we can.
Oh boy. Now, this starts off with a pick on the Veigar. And so they already know they don't have Veigar for this fight. And they already know that YUBI will have 4 members for this fight. Fish getting another solo kill in top lane. Jeez.
Honestly, I feel like Set is kind of the counter to this right here. Look at this. So we get the hook. It's a beautiful hook, but Kenny is too far away. He's too out of position to actually manage to get a condemn off. The depth charge comes out from Brian Sang. They both get caught in that, and then you get the Galio knockup. Doesn't actually manage to hit anybody, but you got the extra resistances, so no damage. And the Samira ultimate. Oh, it's just that dance. So much damage from that Inferno trigger.
Yeah, and one of the things, crucially here, is that every time that Set tried to cancel the Volibear Q, every time that you cancel that with hard CC, it just takes it off of cooldown because Volibear is a very good champion.
That is one of the weird interactions that he has on his stun, is the fact if you do hard CC him, he's gonna just basically have it right back.
Which is something I have complained about since his rework and will always complain about. Can you tell I don't enjoy Volibear as a champion?
I actually greatly enjoy it. The problem that I have is the fact that a displacement from a Flay counts as a slow. So Thresh has no tools to stop a volley. Look at that. We have poor little Bow Explode getting caught out right there. Turtle Man is going to take a lot of damage. Utility Monster, though, is going to get caught by the Veigar cage. Again, they are choosing not to fight Veigar inside of that choke point, which is the smart play. We are having a huge fight right here. Brian Sang going to get trapped in that cage as well. We have a huge knockup coming out from the Wukong. Lots of damage. Kenny Hammerspike is so low. We got the Primordial Burst coming out, but it's not going to matter. Samira dives in out of that back line, taking them both out. And that is a double kill, triple kill, over to Samira.
Oh my
Jeff
God.
Gamer proving why he is so devastating.
And Jeff is like the only one on YUBI still. Oh, just got a recall right in front of him, huh?
Recall right in front. We got a TP coming out from YUBI as we're going to have Wukong join once more after fully healing up. And this is going to be the first of probably many Infernal Drakes over to the side of Team YUBI.
Yeah, and, you know, INT, they had their early lead. Unfortunately, you know, YUBI are still playing a very strong early game comp. So much AoE. Got INT so low, and then Jeff, more than happy to just run in with his E and just clean up everything. Just dashing in and out.
Yeah, it's man. There's so little that In the Trees is going to be able to do here shortly, just because the amount of damage that UB is doing. But they've done a great job of getting catches, getting picks. If they keep that up, we might still be seeing the first loss of UB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a utility monster going to be picking up the Zanyas on the Volibear. While it might be a damage pick, it is a much more common pickup for Volibear, just because it gives him the AP he wants, it gives him cooldown reduction, and the armor isn't half bad. Nash's Tooth is a little bit sus, but like it's something that I enjoy from time and time again. It's not terrible. It's just
I think the reason he picked up Nashor's
yeah.
Tooth so early, he's going an AP build for Volibear, which is going to allow him to have a little bit more damage on his abilities that he wouldn't normally have. With the Nashor's Tooth pick up early, it was because he was so far ahead, able to get off those ganks early. He was able to finish its components really quickly. Now he's got the Chem Tank, so he's got the tankiness going. We're probably going to see, I think it's a Zonia's coming out right now. With that, he's just going to have so much dive ability and then basically be another damage threat that In the Trees is going to have to worry about.
Yeah, like what UB have done, they picked a comp, and the way how they're building makes it so that way, if they're ahead, it's so ridiculously hard to take the game back because everyone does damage, and you can't just focus one person. On the flip side, if they ever mess up, it is so easy. For like
right there, that was a mess up on the side of Bow Explode as he got caught out by the Dredge Line and the Depth Charge. He's going to have to run away as he gets ignited. We got a TP coming in as well as Veigar is going to be rejoining this fight. That is a Rift Herald doing a lot of damage to the Tier 2 tower. They are trying to flank it. That is a great position of the Control Ward to basically negate any vision on that side. Freelancer trying to go for the side engage, but he's going to get stopped by the Veigar cage. And that was just beautifully played from a defensive standpoint on the side of In the Trees, but it will result in a lost tower.
Yeah, and like, you know, INT, they started off the fight getting caught out, and like I was saying earlier, you know, INT, they're allowed to get caught out like that a bit because, you know, the Bow Explode at least is allowed to, because he's the one who's building tanky. Now, if you're doing something like what Yubi's doing, if anyone gets caught out, they're going to die. So they're not allowed to make mistakes, but, you know, they're grouping up, they're doing squatting across the map, and they're making use of their lead. They want this game to end as soon as possible, so drafting and playing 5 champions as if they're all 5 damage dealers is unconventional, but can definitely work out for them as long as they're executing properly.
Yeah. So we've heard mention on a couple of different casts and a couple of different behind-the-scenes stuff where a lot of people think that UB does really good as individual players, but they have a tendency to make these mistakes that have not been capitalizing on. So it's not that they're amazing, it's that people have not been picking them out, essentially, and picking them off. So that is exactly what In the Trees has decided to try and take advantage of, and they're doing a pretty decent job.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that assessment. I do feel like, you know, they're like for any team, there are going to be things that you're going to be able to capitalize on that, you know, if other teams aren't capitalizing on it, yeah, they're not going to win. It's just that UB have, they know what their strengths are and they know how to play to them. One of the biggest things is that UB always knows what their win condition is, and they always know how to play towards it, which is something that a lot of teams struggle to recognize.
Yes, so that is one of the things that they've been doing very, very well. Utility Monster basically wasting a lot of time in that side bush, waiting for a gank. Fat Ecto or Fish McGish getting caught out by the Dredge Line. Right there, that is going to be him trying to take on Freelancer, but it's not going to matter as Brian Sang picks up the kill.
Yeah, and like we said, you know, UB, as long as they get the early lead, they're going to be a roaming, you know, death ball. And it is going to be very difficult for INT to come back to this, but as long as they can hold on, they will eventually have the late game output. Vayne already has a lot of gold under her belt, and will just get stronger. Veigar literally exists as a champion. But you know, UB, they're going to pick up the dragon. They're going to just continue picking out these side lanes, and INT are struggling to find their way back in.
That is Infernal Drake number 2.
Yeah, as long as they can hold on, they can get to it. But the question is, can they hold on? I don't know if the answer is yes at this point.
I feel like the roaming death ball that is the Universal Basic Income has gotten to this point where if it shows up, they have to contest it. They can't let it do its own thing. That was a good Nimbus Cloud in order to jump out of there, just barely avoiding the cage. Look at that. Oh, that was a smite come down, but it was on the side of Volibear as Utility Monsters takes away that blue buff. Right now, it's so dangerous for Bo Explode to go into his jungle by himself, and for any of the members of In the Trees to do the same.
And like right now, I think it's actually the best time for INT to like be roaming around and looking for a pick, because it's directly before YUBI have backed and made use of their gold. But right now, YUBI just managed to reset, so they're going to make use of all that gold lead, and the gold lead kicks in now. And it is going to be so much harder for INT to bring this game back, like as it continues. And like
that was
even
a nice knock up to stop the face breaker.
Oh boy. Yeah, like even Civilock going to like straight up like win and like seemingly win.
We got a fight going on right here. Brian's saying getting off the hook. That's going to be the showstopper coming out as he tries to take out the Nautilus. That is a haymaker with a huge shield as he takes down Civilock. TP from Brock Lee came in as well, or sorry, from Veigar. He does manage. Brian Sang is just going to get completely shredded by the Vayne on the back line. And in the meantime, up here in the top lane, we have the double kill going down as Wukong gets taken out.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Yubi's comp. Like, if you make a mistake, you're going to get punished very hard. Now, if you don't make any mistakes, it's so hard to deal with. But the moment that one person gets caught out, it's over.
Yeah, and that is going to be
still available here.
He's hiding off in the side lane. He's trying to look for a pick. They know exactly where he is. He's going to ult over the wall. He does manage to hit like 3 of them, but he's going to get knocked into the wall with a condemn and shut down by our good friend Brock Lee.
Oh boy. Now, INT, we were saying that it was going to be hard for them to find a way back into this game, but that one pick resulted in an entire like clean ace, and all of a sudden, INT have the gold lead. And don't get me wrong,
not a big one.
YUBI's Death Ball comp is still super scary, but the longer this game goes, the scarier and scarier INT is going to be.
They really are. They were the ones playing for the late game right now. Fish McGish has done some amazing work on set right now. Like, just the amount of utility he's been providing his team with the disengages and the removal of threats through the use of Face Breaker, the Showstopper. He's been able to pick out his targets and just get them bursted down or removed, that it makes such a huge difference.
He's
and right here we got... He is 3 levels up. Freelancer, the clone just got completely shredded. If that's anything like Freelancer's own health, that's going to be a very quick fight.
Yeah, and with the Veigar, like, the siege is so strong. Like, they have to get a pick.
Ooh, we got Fish McGish getting caught out right there. He does manage to get a double haymaker. That was a nice showstopper trying to get it out, but Utility Monster's going to take him down.
Oh boy, that was really well played from Fish to ult the clone directly back on top of Freelancer, so that way, like, even if it was the clone, it could technically it would get close.
Running right into Utility Monster, gets a stun off immediately. The Flay comes out as well, so does the hook. We've got yet another Volibear ultimate, though. He has to go golden just to stay alive. Brian's getting the death charge off onto Brock Lee, trying to take him out of the fight, but it's not going to really matter, so he's going to separate himself. Dredgeline as well. Vayne gets caught out. We've got a lot of damage. Look at this. Look at this Civilock getting bursted down, and the Silver Bolts just do their work. That is a triple kill.
Oh boy! Like, if YUBI can't get on top of the Vayne at this point in the game, like, it's just over.
So they didn't have Wukong for that fight. So that is something to be clear. Without Wukong, they didn't have this DC in order to completely disengage Brock Lee from the rest of his team, in order to separate Kemi Spike as well. So they weren't able to jump onto that Vayne, like you said.
Now, like I was saying earlier, Veigar Cage makes the siege with this composition really, really strong. So this Baron is super high value. And just like that, I think they're going to be able to wrap around and get that Infernal Dragon. I don't think YUBI can do anything to stop it.
They really can't. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, before before they took that Baron buff, they had 1 turret. They now have 5. That is a 4-turret Baron buff. And so that you're exactly right. That gold value is insane.
And luckily for YUBI, that's not sold just yet. And Baron buff is just wearing out. So they, with the strength of their champions, they should still be able to win these fights as long as Kenny dies. If Vayne dies early on in these fights, that's an immediate win for YUBI. But Vayne just got Infinity Edge. Vayne already had the Phantom Dancer and had the shield bow, and Vayne's going to be putting out so much damage. I don't know how much YUBI are going to be able to do to bring this one back.
They're gonna have to do it very, very quickly because Vayne has already built the chain vest component of Guardian Angel. So once Vayne gets the Guardian Angel, that is 2 times you got to kill Kenny Hammer Spike. And I'm honestly kind of surprised with the way things have been playing out. This bot lane has been doing great. He Who Slops Thresh has been fantastic. So many great hooks, so many great flays that at first look like they're not doing too much or possibly pulling the enemy towards his team, but they're providing the CC that they need to allow for the Vayne to get into position to be in a safe spot and get the condemn off to continue that CC chain.
Yeah, and Kenny's been doing a great job of positioning in these fights, just pretty much never where YUBI wants Kenny to be. And that's incredibly difficult, especially on a team with against a team with, Volibear Nautilus.
Yeah, and one of the things that's really funny is this is the second Vayne game that we've had in a while. And it's also Vayne's performance has dramatically increased. I feel like people went to Vayne school. And actually like, okay, let's learn how to use this champ. We got to actually know how we're using it against these other teams. Look at that hook, that snag. He got the Samira. She gets bursted down as Broccoli goes on a rampage. Volibear ult comes down, though, and deals so much damage to the whole team of In the Trees. This is going in a bit the wrong direction. I can't exactly tell who's winning, but that barely pulls it over as double kill goes over to both Broccoli, Bo Explode, and Fish McGish, picking up those double kills, pushing in these waves. This could be the end of the game.
Oh my god. What a crucial hook from He Who Slops.
Oh man, that was a beautiful snag. And the fact that Broccoli has like 30 health is just insane. Look at this. They're just going to completely shred these towers. That's going to be the Nexus turrets down. This is going to be the Nexus. And that is going to be YUBI's first loss as In the Trees ends their winning streak.
Oh my god. They really did it.
I can't believe the Mad Lads. The Mad Lads actually did it. They actually did it. Jeff God Gamer was taken down by Kenny Hammer Spike. We saw Freelancer get taken down by Fish McGish. This was just, oh my goodness.
He Who Slops landing that hook was so incredibly crucial. Because like, with that much damage, YUBI had damage on all of their champions to the point where they almost won that fight without Jeff God Gamer. That hook was so incredibly crucial that it took out everything. And like, amazing job from Fish, in the side lanes, crucially never being able to be contested in those side lanes alone. And it's just really, really good stuff from INT. We're gonna see how YUBI bounces back from this because, that first loss always hits the hardest. And like I said earlier, some of YUBI's build choices might have been a little bit disrespectful. Do we see that change? I don't know. But yeah, really well played INT.
I think, yeah, exactly. I think that's going to be one of those things that YUBI's going to have to go back and look at this and be like, okay, did we lose because we actually lost? Or was it because we were not playing to the best of our ability because we got a little bit too big for their britches? I do want to say that after they got their last win, they're like, okay, so we've secured first place. We're probably going to be trying some crazy things out and see how they work. So that's probably what this is. It's still kind of intense how it played out. And so,
I mean, regardless of whether or not this is what that was, INT, like, YUBI's been doing this for a bit. INT's the first team to manage to take down even that. And I honestly think that YUBI, even if they're picking like relatively unconventional things or like unconventional builds or something like that, they're definitely still doing. They're still trying to win. So like, let's not discredit INT at all.
No, not at all, not at all. With that though, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. I believe we got Kenny Hammerspike coming up next for the interview, so just stick around.
Performs on the beat.
Hello, folks. Chris Edgeworth here for our second interview of the day. I am joined by the Vayne extraordinaire Kenny Hammerspike joining us after the big win. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I can imagine why. I'm feeling great too because I put my channel points on you boys. So thank you. Thank you. Check is in the mail for me.
Thanks for believing.
Hey, I gotta. Bo is the boy, so I gotta respect Bo. So, let's talk a little bit about this draft that you guys put together. They certainly had the spicy draft with the Samira pick. You guys also pull out the spicy Vayne. Talk to me a little bit about just the champion draft that you put together.
So we knew that their team really liked playing like tanky, hard engaged champions, and so Vayne was like a fantastic pick into that because Vayne's silver bolts deal massive amount of damage to all their champions, and she can kite out the fights really well. And then the Samira pick, Vayne's really like good at dealing with Samira because she has enough ability to like run away from Samira and use Condemn to cancel her ult or just knock her away.
Nice. Now, one thing that is slightly different is that you do have Brock Lee above you in the mid lane, and then now you have, you had Fish in for this game in the top lane. What was it like playing it out with these two, with your top laner down in the mid lane?
So our normal mid laner couldn't play today. So we had our like sub top laner and our Broccoli 900. He before like playing top lane, he was a mid lane main actually. So he has a lot of experience like playing like, these sorts of mages like Veigar. And playing with Fish. We've been playing with him for like quite a while now, and we like trust him a lot. Like we trusted him with his prize set pick, and then we were confident that he would like be like such a threat even if he gets camped. So every game he gets camped, but it doesn't matter because he's still a better top laner.
I mean, I'm gonna be real with my man here, but that first kill, that wasn't because he got camped. That was that was a straight up question mark ping on my man there. But you know, hey, he definitely showed that he had a reason for being that aggressive. He did exceptionally well on the set, a lot of key suplexes for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears and talk about your exceptional play in this game. You do pick up the first on-camera penta, on-broadcast penta of this season of Friend or Foe. So, talk to me a little bit about playing out this game, and especially locking up that big penta.
So, at the beginning of the game, I was a bit nervous in the lane because Samira Nautilus is a very strong lane. So when we took that Drake fight, I was a bit worried, but what ended up happening was that my team just ended up peeling fantastically, so I was able to just completely like free hit throughout the fight. Like I didn't have my ulti that fight, but I was still able to just like get the penta just because the rest of my team just played perfectly.
Yeah, you certainly were the beneficiary of a lot of clutch last hit right clicks in that fight, because I think if I'm remembering correctly, you maybe had like one-ish items completed when you showed up to that fight. So it was not where Vayne is known for her strengths, but you know, you were not only able to do an excellent job of weaving in and out with the tumbles rather, to dodge a lot of the CC. I mean, they had so many ways of being annoying for Vayne, so much zone control and ability to control space. You did an exceptional job of managing your champion, and then also getting the clutch right clicks to get the kills. So it was a really awesome game from you.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, Kenny, before we go, are there any final thoughts, any banter you want to drop now that you guys have slain the Giants?
Yeah. So we've known that YUBI was actually trash, so now they're ready to trash talk and join our level. Or well done for our trash level.
There you go. You know, just gotta let them know that you always knew that this was their level beneath you. So I can respect that for sure. Dude, great job. Congrats again on the penta. Thanks, Kenny, for joining us. And folks, we will be right back with our third game of the day, so don't go anywhere.